All right, let's talk about one of the most critical parts of cloud computing, security. How do you really control who gets to do what inside your Amazon Web Services account? Well, the answer is a system called IAM. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to get exactly how it all works.
Think about it like this. Every single time a new person joins your team, you're basically handing them a set of keys to your digital kingdom. So the real question is, are you giving them the master key that opens every single door, or just the one key to the one room they actually need to be in? Yeah, that's the puzzle we're going to solve today.
So, to make this super real, let's just imagine a simple story. It's the first day for your new intern, right? They're super eager, ready to learn, and they need access to your cloud environment to get going. But, and this is a big but, you absolutely cannot risk them accidentally blowing up something important.
Okay, so this really shows the two worlds that we all operate in. On one side, you've got production. This is the live show, the real deal. It's what your customers are using, and it has to be perfect. On the other side, that's development. Think of it as the sandbox, the playground, where it's totally okay to experiment and, yeah, even break a few things. So our mission is simple. Give the intern the keys to the playground, but make sure that door to the live show stays firmly locked. So how do we actually do this? Well, AWS gives us this really powerful set of tools designed for this exact problem. Let's get familiar with the key players in our toolkit. They're all part of a service called IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management. First up, we have something called an EC2 instance. The easiest way to think about this, it's just a virtual computer running in the cloud. This is the actual server, the thing that we need to protect. And in our story, we'll have one for production and one for development.
Okay, next up, tags. So how do our security rules know which server is which? Simple. We label them. A tag is just a digital name tag, that's it. We're going to add a tag called env to each server. We'll give one the value production and the other development. It sounds almost too simple, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful.
All right, so this is basically the digital ID card for our intern. An IAM user is just an account for a specific person, like our new hire, that lets them sign in and actually interact with AWS. Now, look, we could just give permissions directly to our intern's user account, but what happens when the next intern comes along? And the one after that? You'd be doing this over and over. Instead, an IAM group lets us create one set of permissions for a role, like interns, and then we can just drop new users into that group. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
And that brings us to the real star of the show, the IAM policy. This thing is the digital rulebook. It's a document where we literally write down in super specific terms exactly who can do what and to which resources. This is the policy we're going to attach to our interns group.
All right, time to roll up our sleeves and write that rulebook. We're going to create our policy using a format called JSON. Now, I know it might look a little technical at first glance, but I promise, the logic behind it is actually really straightforward.
This breaks it down perfectly. Any rule really has three key parts. First, the effect. Basically, is this rule saying yes, you can, or no, you can't? An allow or a deny. Second, the action. What is the person trying to do? Are they trying to stop instance or start instance? And third, the resource. What are they trying to do it to? And this right here is where our tags become absolutely crucial, because we can say only the server tagged is development. So what this all boils down to is a few simple but super powerful rules. Rule 1, interns are allowed to work on the development server. Rule 2, they are explicitly, absolutely denied from touching the production server. And we've added a clever little safety net. They can't change the tags. Why? So they can't just relabel the production server as development to try and sneak in. Pretty smart, right? Okay, the theory is done. The rulebook is written. Now for the fun part, does it actually work? Let's log in as our new intern and put this whole thing to the test. Okay, first things first. We're going to try to do something that should absolutely not be allowed. Let's say our intern tries to shut down the critical production server. This is the moment of truth. And there it is. Access denied. Phew, the policy worked perfectly. It recognized that this user, because they're in the interns group, has no business performing that action on that resource. Our live server is safe and sound. Okay, great. Our production environment is locked down tight. But now, for the other half of the test, can the intern actually do their job? Let's try to stop the development server this time, an action that should be allowed. And success! It works! The instance stops, no problem at all. This is perfect. It confirms our policy isn't just a giant brick wall, it's a smart gatekeeper. It knows exactly what to block and what to let through so people can get their work done.
Now, that live test felt pretty good, right? But you can probably see the problem. Shutting down even a development server just to test a policy, well, that could mess things up for other people using it. There's got to be a better, safer, and frankly more professional way to do this.
And there is. Meet the IAM Policy Simulator. Honestly, this tool is incredible. It's built right into AWS, and it lets you play out any what-if scenario you can think of. You can simulate any action by any user on any resource, and it will tell you instantly if it would be allowed or denied. And the best part? It's all a simulation. You never touch your real systems.
So let's just lay it out. There's the hard way, testing on live systems, which risks downtime and disruption. And then there's the smart way, using the simulator. It's completely safe, you get instant results, and this is how the pros verify complex permissions before they ever go live. Okay, so we've walked through all the tools and the whole process, but let's zoom out for a second. What's the big idea here? What's the one lesson we should take away? Everything we've done today points to a single fundamental concept in security. And this is it. It's called the principle of least privilege. This is the golden rule of security. Think about it. You wouldn't give an intern the keys to the entire office building if all they need to do is get into the mailroom, right? It's the same idea. You grant only the absolute minimum permissions someone needs to do their job. Nothing less, and definitely nothing more. You know, we focused on an intern today, but this principle applies to absolutely everyone. Your senior developers, your marketing team, even your automated systems. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you know how to write the rulebook, who else in your organization needs one?